Today's mindful moment, packed with insights but designed to fit into your busy life. Picture this, okay? A valley, sun-drenched, fertile, but there's this hidden sort of, well, harsher side to it. That's the Salinas Valley, at least as Steinbeck portrays it in East of Eden. It's alive with beauty, but also shadowed by all this struggle.
Yeah, and I think that's what grabs you right away, how Steinbeck sets up that contrast.
Right from the
It just
start.
drops you into this almost sensory overload of the valley when it's had good rain. You know, the lupins with those white edges and the poppies, the California poppies. It's like this burning color everywhere.
It's almost like you can feel that warmth, those colors.
Totally.
But then he shifts, right? And suddenly it's drought. And that fertile valley floor, it becomes these kind of scraggly foothills. And they're the farmers with just handkerchiefs against the dust.
Trying to just get by, yeah.
Yeah. It's like this constant back and forth with nature, this reliance on its whims. And even the eucalyptus windbreaks, they become important, right? Like a symbol of how people tried to make a life there.
Oh, absolutely. It's like this really concrete way of showing how we try to work with nature, not just admire it, but actually shape it.
Yeah.
To survive.
To make it work for us.
Exactly. And you see that all over in how we relate to the natural world. Now think about the names the people who settled the valley gave to different places. They're not just random.
Yeah, they're like little pieces of history.
They tell you about the hopes and beliefs of the people who first came there.
Like the Spanish influence. You see that with names like San Miguel, Natividad, tied to saints, holidays, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And then there are the ones that are like almost wishful thinking. Buena Esperanza, Buena Vista, Good Hope, Good View.
Like they were trying to will it into being, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, it makes you think about how even the most ordinary names, they have these layers of history behind them, the dreams and maybe disappointments of the people who came before.
That's like how we understand our own family histories, isn't it?
Exactly. Then you have the names that are just pure description. Paso de los Robles, Los Laureles, and of course Salinas itself, the salt flats.
And even the animal names, Gabianis for the hawks, Los Gatos for the cats, they really tie you to that ecosystem.
They do.
And then Steinbeck, he brings in the Americans, and he says they were more greedy because there were more of them. That's pretty loaded, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It feels like he's making a judgment about the impact of just more people on the land.
It's a big change in how the land was seen, how it was used.
Definitely. Smaller homesteads popping up wherever there's water, that's a real shift from the bigger land holdings before. It's more spread out, maybe more intensive. Each little piece of land had to be worked hard.
And then we meet the Hamiltons.
Yeah, way out in those hills east of King City.
And right away you see they're struggling compared to the valley down below.
It's a different world.
But they're tough. I mean, Samuel especially, he builds his own house. He's mending tools. He knows stuff about the world outside their little hills. And that rich, deep voice of his, he must have been a real storyteller.
It sounds like it, yeah. Someone you could listen to for hours.
And then there's Liza. She's small, but she's got these small, round convictions, as Steinbeck puts it. She doesn't like idleness or fun.
But she's tough. She goes through childbirth and just keeps going.
Do you think, I mean, in a place like that, maybe those convictions, that was her way of being strong?
It could be, yeah. A way of holding on in a world that's pretty unpredictable. And then you've got the whole economic situation those settlers faced. They took on all this land, way more than they could actually farm, which is kind of ironic.
Because it made them poor.
Exactly. Land rich, but no money. It shows you that the difference between just owning land and knowing how to make it work for you.
The American West, I mean, that was a whole new set of challenges.
For sure. Now the Trasks, they're a whole other story.
Yeah, Cyrus, he's something else. He comes back from the war and he's got his wooden leg, but he's also got this really disturbing past.
Yeah, that incident with the Negro girl.
It makes you wonder about his service, what he did. And Steinbeck even says he's something of a devil. He's wild. He's reckless. He even seems to like his disability in a way.
That's an interesting point. Do you think Steinbeck means for us to see him as just a bad guy, or is there more to it?
I don't know. I mean, he does some terrible things.
He does, yeah. But Steinbeck, he's interested in why people do what they do even when it's bad.
And then his wife, Adam's mother, she's so pale, so withdrawn. She finds this satisfactory deity and basically gives up on life after she gets sick from Cyrus.
It's like she's trying to escape.
From him, from everything.
Yeah. And Cyrus's military career, that's weird too. He's always a private, but he keeps giving advice, and it always turns out to be right, even though people ignore him at first.
He's clever, that's for sure.
He is. He knows how to work the system to get his way without actually being in charge.
And Adam, he starts to see his father differently.
Yeah.
At first, Cyrus is this one-legged natural force, but then he becomes just a strong-willed and concentrated little man.
That's growing up, isn't it?
Realizing your parents are just people.
Flawed people.
And young Adam, he's such a good kid, obedient, hates violence. He knows about his mother, but it's like a secret, a shameful secret. And he's even afraid that if he understands her sin, he might end up doing the same thing.
Wow.
It's like he blames himself for her being gone.
That's heavy.
And then there's that moment with Alice and her smile, her private smile. It makes Adam feel things he doesn't even understand.
The need for connection, for love.
He doesn't have the words for it yet.
Yeah. And then there's the whole thing about war, how it teaches you that killing is wrong, but then it rewards you for it.
Adam hates it, of course.
Of course.
He hates violence. It's this contradiction, isn't it?
A big one. And then you have Cyrus and his favoritism towards Adam.
And Charles is so jealous.
It's like a competition for their father's love.
That thing with the birthday knife and the hatchet, that's scary.
It is. Charles, he needs his father's approval so badly, and Adam just takes it.
It's like a recipe for disaster.
Totally. So Adam leaves and he comes back after 5 years. Charles, he cleans the house. He's suspicious of any women Adam might be with.
You don't want to lose him again.
Right. And then Adam tells him about being a tramp, being in jail, escaping. But he also says he paid back the money he stole with interest.
He's got a sense of right and wrong, even after all that.
Yeah, and Charles laughs, like he's relieved almost.
Like he sees something of himself in Adam's story.
Maybe. Then they find Cathy injured, and they both react so differently. Adam wants to protect her, but Charles, he's suspicious.
He sees something dark in her.
And he tries to warn Adam, but Adam doesn't listen. He leaves with her.
And then Steinbeck talks about the world changing, how things are different, how there's this feeling of worry in the air.
It's like he's stepping back from the story for a minute.
To give us the bigger picture.
Yeah. He talks about this lost glory, how people don't have good manners anymore, how there's no trust.
He sounds kind of sad about it.
A little bit, yeah. But then he talks about another kind of glory, something that can light up your mind, make you forget the bad stuff.
Like that's what Adam feels with Cathy.
Ironically.
It's like this intense connection, even though it might be bad for him.
Yeah, that's the thing about human relationships. They can change you for good or bad. So Adam moves to the Salinas Valley. He buys land. He's worried about Cathy's health.
And Samuel comes back.
As the well-digging expert.
Of course. Water, it's everything in the valley.
And then Lou Ilippo, he tells us about how poor the Hamiltons were when they started out, how hard Samuel worked.
He's a real self-made man.
That's the American dream, right?
I guess so. That gathering at the Hamilton Ranch, that's a fun scene. Samuel telling stories, Liza hating the word sofa because of something that happened with her son, Tom.
It's nice to see them all together.
It is. Mm-hmm. And Samuel, he explains all about the soil in the valley, and he's got these crazy ideas for irrigation using dynamite.
He's not afraid to experiment.
And Adam wants to farm his land, so he asks Samuel for help.
They're going to drill wells.
New beginnings, new hope.
That's what it feels like. Even though there are still dangers, the animals that come out at night, they're a reminder of that.
Yeah.
Samuel remembers seeing a hanging when he was a kid, and he gets all protective of his own son.
It must have been a terrible thing to see.
And Liza, she's not so sure about Adam's plan to fix up that old house, the one that's full of pigs.
She's practical. She's thinking about the smell.
And Samuel, he explains to her that the well drilling will make them money.
He knows how to get her on board.
He does. And then they find a meteorite while they're drilling.
What are the chances?
Samuel's so excited, like a little kid. Liza, she's more worried about getting the work done.
And then Lee arrives with the news about Cathy's labor.
Things get serious pretty quickly after that.
Samuel, he's seen a lot of births, but he's worried about this one. He says it's like a bitter, deadly combat.
It's not right.
And Adam's so protective, Samuel has to step in.
And then Cathy, she gives birth to twin boys.
But she doesn't want them.
She's cold. She rejects them.
Samuel says there's a dreadfulness coming.
He wants Liza there. He needs her strength.
And then Cathy asks Lee to buy a Nursey bottle in King City.
It sounds innocent, but something's not right.
And then she leaves. She just goes.
She leaves the baby. She shoots Adam. She says these horrible things.
It's awful.
It is. The deputy, Quinn, he comes and investigates, and he starts to think that maybe Cathy was running from something.
Not just running away, but running from danger.
Yeah. And people remember the fire at the Ames house years ago and how Cathy disappeared when she was a kid.
And there were no keys in the locks at the Traska.
It's like she's always been troubled.
And then there's the whole thing about prostitution in the valley, how the church condemned it, but everyone knew about the brothel.
It's like a secret everyone knows.
And Cathy, she ends up at Faye's brothel in Salinas.
She calls herself Kate. She makes up this whole story about her life.
She's good at lying.
She is. She gets Faye and the other girls to like her. She does little favors. She tells them about a sick relative.
All lies.
And then she plans her escape. She takes Faye's gold watch. She's not just running away. She's taking what she can.
She's smart, but she's also dangerous.
Yeah.
So we've seen the Salinas Valley, how Steinbeck shows us this beautiful place, but also all the hardship, the struggle.
The Hamiltons, they're so resilient, and the Trasks, their family is so messed up.
And Cathy, she's a mystery.
She is. It makes you think about human nature, how complicated it is, and how the place you live, it can shape you.
Like the valley itself is a character in the story.
Right. The beauty, the danger, they're all part of it.
What happens to the people in the valley? It feels like it's connected to the valley itself.
It does, yeah. And Cathy leaving like that, it feels like something bad is going to happen.
Like it's not over yet.
No.
So think about this, okay?
Yeah.
Good and evil in the valley, in the people, it's like a cycle. How much does the place we live in change us? How much are we tied to the past, to what came before? If you want to know more about Steinbeck's world, subscribe and share this with others. There's a link to buy East of Eden in the show notes.
And think about the stories around you, the places you live.
Look closer.
There's always more to see.